Y'all, I am at work and I'm on my break. But before my break came, y'all, before my break came, let me see. See, we got this. Before my break came, y'all. Okay. Okay, we got it. I could not start let's see my number. I couldn't start my doggone day without telling y'all what happened. I'm so sorry. Um let me see. I'm gonna have to start um and shut my window, my sunroof. Sorry, y'all. That'll make a little bit of a difference. There you go. That'll make a lot of difference, okay? That makes a lot of difference. Uh, That's bright. It doesn't go that bright. So it kind of, I think that defeats the purpose, y'all. It don't even make too much of a difference. Um, and so, anywho, before I get to my car, I am in I am en route to my path where I'm supposed to be working at. And one of my coworkers, excuse me, my coworkers began to talk about, what's going on in the world and how everything is just so tough and how everything is so hard. And, she's tried everything to, get herself back together. And, she just feels like quitting. And I'm telling her, like, okay, you don't need to quit. You're doing a good job. Sometimes people need to get motivated. But I also remember that, baby, I'm at work, okay? I'm not here to be somebody's Ayana fixing my life, okay? If you can't fix your life, then what makes you think that I can fix it, okay? Because I'm working on my life, okay? And I'm not getting paid to fix your life. All right, that's something I'm not trying to be evil or mean, but that's something that I had to learn for myself. Some people want your energy. They want your energy to dump on you. They want your energy to feed them when they feel like they're lonely. They need to pick me up instead of sitting in solitude doing the work, letting the pain hurt while doing the work, and allowing themselves to heal the correct way. And so she begins to tell me about other things that she was doing to keep herself afloat. She's playing lottery tickets, which I was like, that's just kind of crazy. I know some people will say that's not crazy, it's a good probability. But to me, it sounds very crazy because there are other ways um to get income now. In so many ways. We're living in a day of technology where you can make income quite quickly. Okay? Quite quickly, especially in times of despair that she's saying that she's in. So I started giving some options. Hi there, hi to everyone who's on here. Thank you for tuning in. And so I give her some options, some things that I know that she's good in. Okay. I do field inspections, okay, with my notary license. I know this lady has a notary license. I'm telling her, well, since we're at this job, you can use this funds to get yourself together. Maybe you want to be a NLSA. You can make money during that. You can do you've done field inspections. Turn your pastime hobbies or your side money into your main hustle. Keep working until you can do something better. And she's like, well, yeah, I gotta have money to get there. And I'm like, well, why are you here? Like, okay, but you can pay lottery tickets instead of using that money to go, get your stuff together. I even showed her how to do bots, how to use AI to generate money, because it's very simple once you get into it. Okay. So then you can turn um something that you love, you can turn down something that you don't like to do into something that you love. You can make money that way, and you can make it very quickly the legal way. Okay. And she still had a issue with that. I even began to talk about, what is in the news currently, crypto and other things that get you there. So she still was just upset, still, oh no, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. I'm just gonna have to get some help from some other people. I'm just gonna have to get some money and blah blah blah. And I thought she must have thought that I was just gonna say, okay, well, let me help you financially. No, 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 that's not my forte. So I wished her the best of luck. And I said, okay, well, I gotta go back to my job. I thought she thought that I was just gonna sit there and listen to her go on and on about a sob story that she was in control of. Okay, because some people will do that intentionally. They do not want to get better. They just want somebody to listen to their crap. Okay? You could tell them what to do. They could know what to do and they will reject it. Some people don't want help. And she didn't want help. Okay? She wanted a handout and she wanted people to go and cry and say, oh, poor baby, poor you, poor this. And it's like, it's time out for that, you know? And so I wanted to get on here to share this with you because I'm sure that you guys have been through this probably more than me. And people, you have to understand during this time more than ever, it is imperative because things are getting so stringent, things are getting more intense all around the globe. You have to be careful about who is around you and not just the people who say harmful things right off the bat that you think are the real dangerous people. You want to look for the most dangerous person is the person that doesn't want to take accountability. You want to take a good look at people who are not taking accountability for their life and their actions that deterred and made their lives the way that it is. Because if you don't, you will be the next victim. Okay, they will pretend to be the victim and stay in victimhood. But if you don't understand that, you will be the next victim because they will put their problems onto you. They will put their hardships on you. Okay. And sometimes I'm not saying it's bad to carry other people's burdens. What I'm saying is that it's not okay to sacrifice your health, your success, your hard work, everything that you've done for someone who hasn't taken accountability for their life and doesn't want to put in the work to make their lives better. Okay? Because in order to have something different, you have to change your mindset. You have to say, this no longer works for me. I'm gonna do something else. If they want to stay in victimhood, let them stay, but don't stay with them. You just pray and you keep going. And I promise you, you can't tell people. You could tell them, you could try to lead them. They're not gonna be able to drink. The only way that they're gonna be able to respond to you effectively is if you leave them in the dust. I know that sounds bad. I know it sounds horrible, and people used to tell me that, and maybe because I'm autistic or something, my comprehension sometimes is a little bit different than a lot of people. But um, I've learned this the hard way. I've learned this the hard way by trying to pull people up and support people, even when I'm getting, pulled down or I'm just coming up. Then all of a sudden, oh, and understand this too. When people start coming with hardships, when you got a success story and you trying to share with them, and all of a sudden now they got a whole bunch of hardships and they trying to dump on you, that is an energy purse. They're trying to bring you back down. Cut it off and just say, okay, you don't have to be me, but separate from them. You have to separate from people who don't want to make a change, people who want to be the same. Okay, if you want to change your environment and you change for yourself, you had to say no to the things that were familiar to you. So why do you think that the universe that God created is not going to have those same rules? It's the same rules. The same rules apply to everyone on this planet. You have to change your habits to get something different. Okay, you have to change in order to get something different. Okay. And you could tell these people, like I said, all day, they're not going to get it. They'll think, who are you? And you don't know nothing. Who are you? I don't care what you're saying. I'm just using you. Some people just use you just for a ear. I've had people do that to me. And you find out usually so heartbroken. You taking all your time. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. You rushing, bragging, you're pulling your hair out, trying to help them. Oh my goodness, because I want someone to help me if I was in this time. You got to understand that that's not you. That's not you. Okay, I always said, if y'all look at my videos before, I would say I would rather be hurt than someone else, hurt me. And that is true. But why would I put myself in that situation? I had to change my mindset, because some people know intentionally what they are doing. They know what they're doing. They just don't want to change. They don't want to change. And it's very unfortunate for them, but it'll be even more unfortunate if you don't get to accelerate and get to the place that you're deciding to go to. Okay? You can't lead a horse. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. It's so true. Okay? And just lead them there. Just lead them there. Because if you don't, and you try to drag them with you, they are going to get so upset with you, and they're going to lash out at you because you're making success moves and they're looking at their life seeing that it's stagnant. Okay? So that's all I want to share with you guys. I'm going to get off of here. Hopefully, something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, y'all. Bye.